Kia ora TJ, my name is Claudia and I'm from Auckland, New Zealand. Firstly, I'd like to thank you very much for allowing me this experience to be able to showcase you my digital transformation ideas. The area of opportunity that I've identified is the retail experience. Now you might be thinking, that's already been done in terms of online click-through rates, sell-through rates, digital marketing. But what about the thousands upon thousands of retail stores that still exist today? How can we bring those into the future? In particular, with the consumer electronics industry. That's worth $0.77 billion in New Zealand, which is massive in comparison to our 4 million strong population. So how can Microsoft leverage this consumer electronics industry to be able to further project its products? I'm going to take you through the customer journey here. Customers are always willing to try before they buy. So once they leverage through their network, are influenced through marketing and their digital influence, do a bit of research online, they want to come to the store. They're wanting that personal experience. They're wanting to physically touch the device or the consumer electronic that will help them. They're looking for that advice as well. They're wanting to see, how can I leverage certain applications to be able to work in terms of my workforce? So that leads me down to RDX, which is a massive pain point for both retailers and consumers. RDX is a generic experience. It will only show very few applications. It'll show the generic Office, the generic Windows, but for example, what if I'm wanting to see how Photoshop looks like on the beautiful new Surface Studio? How can I leverage that when there's an actual device targeted towards graphic designers that are only wanting it to use for Photoshop devices? RDX is also slow, it lags, and it also lacks personalization in terms of updates as well, which leads customers to be confused and angry, losing out that market share of $0.77 billion. That's where my awesome idea of the augmented reality retail experience comes in. How I envision this is retailers being able to implement an application on the HoloLens, which will then take consumers to a simulation room on the physical premise of the retailer, and we can also use IoT to track the retailers. So, for example, I'm a high school student. I'm wanting to know how a Surface device can help me in a classroom. I'll input the HoloLens, pop it on in the simulation room, run through a checklist first. I'm a student looking to be able to learn in a classroom, looking to see how Office can help me, how Windows can also help me, and how a Surface can be portable. So I can input all those things. I can see how a Surface device will look on my physical desk at school. I can look and see how Windows can be able to help and support my graphic design in art class. I can look and see how OneNote can help me record what my teacher's helping me, which is all things that RDX does not show in stores, that comes back to that personalization in which consumers are looking for. That consumer retail experience is not personalized, and that's something that digital transformation can really capture. The features of being able to have R is that it's got its awesome capabilities and the fact that it can show many different customer scenarios. You can actually imagine within an augmented situation how that device is going to work. It also gives that customer that experience based on the scenario. It's also exciting for a consumer. Who wouldn't want to go and augment and see what the reality would be like with the HoloLens on? So it's digital yet exciting for a consumer, and I think it's a way that Microsoft can leverage physical retail stores and bring it into the now. In terms of tracking as well, how I'd imagine this would roll out in stores is that consumers would actually sign up upon putting their HoloLens device on. So we're also getting more information from customers as to what they're looking for, how they're looking to leverage it and use it. So in hindsight, there's more data coming towards for Microsoft. Also, in terms of digital hype as well, looking towards using several hashtags in which we can track back to this. I'm looking at implementing this into chain stores. So firstly, looking towards the JB Hi-Fi's, the Harvey Norman, which are already looking at in Australia, which will be a scalable model in terms of looking towards Australia and bigger and beyond in terms of things like Walmart,